Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Jeff, and today we are going to have some fun playing Magic. And the fun thing that we are trying to do today, so every once in a while, whenever you play 30 lands, as you can see here, you get one of these cool decks from MTG Arena. They're pretty nice, giving us cool decks. It's really awesome. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to play one of the decks we've already gotten. Hopefully, we can win enough and play enough lands that we can also get this one as well. But let's go ahead and get into the deck that we're going to play today. So we are going to go ahead and play this one, Suit Up. Let's get into this real quick, show you what we've got here. So this is a pretty fun deck, what I've seen so far of it. So we have the biggest things here is we have the Champion of Flame, 2 of. We definitely want to be playing 4 of typically with this, which anytime that you put an aura or an equipment on it, then it gets +2/+2. This is something that can just close out games really quick if they don't have answers for it. So super fun card. Also a really fun card is Valda, Keeper of Flame. And this card, whenever you, at the beginning of combat on your turn, for each aura and equipment attached to Valduk, Keeper of the Flame, create a 3/1 red element creature token with trample and haste. So cool. And then you exile those tokens at the beginning of the next step. So this is a super fun deck, and I haven't even taken a look at everything with this, just because I haven't spent a ton of time here. But there's some rares that you get whenever you get some of these cards as well, or these decks always come with some rares. They come with a land, and it's actually really nice and really good. And I actually think this deck can be pretty powerful. I really like the Sky Terror with equipment, actually can be really powerful. So we're going to try this out, see how it goes, and wish us luck. We will get into the gameplay. All right, so here we are playing Arena Standard, and we are playing the deck called Suit Up. And this deck actually looks really cool. It looks pretty fun. I mean, the lands aren't perfect, so I mean, those are some things that you definitely change right away. Is try to get as many of the faster, the fast lands as you can, dual lands. And this looks very keepable. This looks fantastic, actually. So we are going to keep. So we can actually play Skymarcher into Adanto into Danitha and play the sword for free. So very fast start here. Alright, so they are playing the life gain deck. Sounds good. So one thing we could do is we could, swing in, actually, if we equip the sword. But I think what we do is we just go ahead, we play Adanto Vanguard, and we'll just pass the turn. I think getting a wide board here is important against this deck. They can go pretty crazy with the life gain deck, and so we want to kill this mare. Ooh, actually, this is an artifact version of it. This looks pretty fun. Alright, so we are going to play the plains. And so getting Danitha out means we can play the sword right away. We could just put some stuff onto the Vanguard right away as well. Actually start attacking. I think it's better that we try going for the Ascend so we can start flying over with these Skymarchers. We're going to play the short sword for free. We are going to go to combat, swing in with only the Vanguard, and we are totally fine paying to keep him alive. Alright, so we do damage, bring him down to 17, and we pass the turn. Opponent plays a Plains. They play another Foundry Inspector, so their artifacts are costing a whole lot of nothing right now. They play the Manalith, so they may just be able to empty their entire hand here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, Dynavolt Tower, pretty good as well. So whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, they get energy. So that's pretty interesting. So a mountain is good here. So we get a mountain. We are going to play Skymarcher. We are going to play the Pledge, and I believe that gives us Ascend. So we can put it on a Skymarcher just so that we can go a little bit faster. The one thing is that once they get enough energy, they can just kill this, but I think that we're going to get enough damage first that it won't matter. First strike is good here for the Danitha. So I think that's what we do. So we're going to go ahead and put this on a Skymarcher. We are going to pay for this, and we could put that on the Skymarcher as well, doing 5 damage every turn. We could put it on the Vanguard as well and just spread it out. I think right now, actually, we want to go here, and we're fine with how everything else shapes out. So we are going to swing in for 5, and we are going to go aggressive, being willing to trade the Danitha here. If they double block the Danitha, that's totally fine, because we just want to kill one of these Foundry Inspectors. Alright, so we're going to be killing one there, and they're just going to be blocking there, so we will pay for the Vanguard. We gain life. And pass turn. So there is something to be said about putting all this on Danitha so that we're gaining more life. But like I said, I'm trying to go a bit more aggressive, especially because they are gaining life here. They play Fountain of Renewal, so that's the last card. They can go drawing with it. So next turn we have 7. Yeah, we have quite a bit of damage on board. So they really need to be doing something pretty quick to be getting out of this. Alright, Stone Quarry, we're fine playing that for now, and then we go all out attacking. No cards in hand, so we are not worried about Settle the Wreckage. They block Danitha, and they're going to let Adanto Vanguard through, so we will go to damage, gain 2 life, bring our opponent down to 3, and pass the turn. And because I think they have to draw into a board wipe or a flyer here to have a chance. They are gaining life back. So yeah, this deck is working out pretty good. Yeah, you see opponent scoops it up. They just didn't have any way to interact with our stuff, and we were actually making them bigger, so it'd be harder to anyway, but that worked out really well. Alright, so here we are with game number 2. Sorry, my chair is squeaking underneath me. I'm not sure if you can hear that. But we are playing Suit Up, and every Valduk and a short sword. I think we actually keep this. Yeah, I mean, it's not amazing, but if they have lots of removal, we keep putting them out there, which that's pretty much the best thing that you can do with this deck is play Valduk. Ooh, and a Blackblade Reforged is amazing. So I think what we do is we play Plains, we play Blackblade, pass the turn. Yeah, Blackblade Reforged is awesome with Valduk and the Danitha. So we are going to play a Plains, play Valduk, and between Swashbuckling, yeah, I mean, if we draw a land, we're in fantastic shape if they don't have removal. Alright, so we pass the turn. Opponent plays a mountain. And this is looking like blue-red control, which has a lot of answers for what we're trying to do, unfortunately. Yep, so there is one answer. And then they play Pyromancer. Okay, so this actually gives me hope. Seeing Wizards is actually better. So what we do is we go ahead and play another... So we can play Valduk, or we can play Danitha and bring out the short sword. But I think we go Valduk here still. So we play Valduk, and we pass the turn. Let's see if opponent drew into more removal. They typically are trying to go more aggressive. Alright, so G2 Chronicler. So they have blockers now. Alright, so what we do is we could go Danitha into short sword, but I think that we're just going to go ahead and equip here, see if they shock us in response, which it looks like they might. Nope, okay. So then we are going to go aggressive here. We're going to go attacking for 9. And then next turn, if we get Swashbuckling and Short Sword, I think it just closes out the game. So they have to have removal for a 6/5 now, which luckily, I mean, they have a blink of an eye is a possibility. There's a few things they can do. Adeliz can get pretty crazy going aggressive here. With 1 mana up, though, I don't think they can kill us. All right, so it doesn't untap. So that definitely hurts us there. All right, so we go down to 10. So what we could do is we can play Swashbuckling and get in for 6. We can play a First Striker and a Short Sword. Or we can play life-linking First Striker and Short Sword. So yeah, I think gaining life is our best chance here. If we lose at Danitha, that's okay. We at least get to block the Pyromancer. So play Danitha, hope that we don't just get blown out here. Play Short Sword. He will untap on the next turn. And so yeah, we'll attack here with that guy. So now they go down to 8. And we're in fairly good shape. One thing too is that if we go down pretty low and we're worried, we can put Blackblade Reforged onto Danitha. Alright, so they're going to tap down the Danitha. They are swinging in for 8 right now, and there we go. That is lethal. Yep, so not much we could have done there. I mean, we could have put a little bit more aggressive, but they had the things they needed. So they swing in. We go down to below 0. Yep, all right. Opponent is doing all the action, making him big. Yep. Good game, opponent. We know. Yep. Okay. It is actually really cool what they can do with this deck, and all we can really do is hope. I actually really like the tap down thing they put in there. That's pretty good. All right, so here we are again with the MTG Arena deck Suit Up. And it's actually performed pretty well. In game number 1, we really just controlled the game. Game number 2, we had them on the next turn if they just didn't use Adeliz and like go crazy all of a sudden. And this one we will keep. We are really hoping for a red mana. I would prefer to play Champion of Flame over Adanto, but both are good, so we will keep this. And this is where you want to be upgrading these decks. Is Luminous Bonds isn't bad. But I would probably play Baffling End or Silhouette in this deck, as well as maybe a Thopter Arrest, because you can actually get it off the board in case there are like abilities that trigger things like that. So Luminous Bonds, I actually don't mind these cards, but there are things that are better. So a Defender is okay there. So we're going to play Plains into Adanto Vanguard. We're really hoping for Mountain next turn, so pass the turn. If not, we can at least swing in. I actually kind of like this Novice Knight, so as long as Novice Knight is enchanted or equipped, it can attack as though it didn't have Defender. I wonder if this is actually a mirror match. I'm not sure. I actually don't know if this is in my... Yeah, this looks very much like a mirror match, so we'll let that resolve. They're going to go swinging for 4. I mean, if we block and take 4, we take 4 anyway. So now actually what we're hoping for is, oh man, not a Squee the Immortal, but we'll just keep the race going. So we're going to swing in for 4 as well. And hope for land. Pass the turn. That's actually pretty cool. I like that. Alright, so yeah, it looks like we're playing an exact mirror match. So regardless of if I win, one of these decks is going to win, and you'll see why and the cool things that this does. So I'm actually really impressed with this Novice Knight. I might have to play this more than I have been. Blackblade Reforged, not going to do much when we don't have any mana. So yeah, pass turn because we can't swing in. Opponent is playing Valiant Knight, and we'll let that resolve. Swings in for 5, because other knights get +1/+1. This is a really interesting one. We cannot block. We draw a Falcon as a chump blocker, so we'll take one more turn. We'll go ahead and equip the short sword over here and pass the turn. Oh man, no lands, no lands, no lands. And this was the problem with keeping a 2-land hand. I mean, we knew it was risky, but we had everything at 3 mana, and if it was a red source, it was going to be perfect. So I mean, I will probably keep that hand just about every single time, because when it does work out, you win games. When it doesn't, you lose the game. Yeah, so we're just gonna say good game here. Yeah, they have lethal even if not. So no blockers. Take the damage. And yep, there we go. So we didn't get very close to our 30 lands that we were going for there for this deck, which looks pretty fun, a blue-green one. But let's go ahead and get into the wrap-up and say the things that we would change with Suit Up. All right, so we saw some pretty cool things that were happening there with this deck, and it wasn't quite a mirror matchup, but I actually really liked what they did with it. So instead of having the flyers that you can equip stuff to and everything like that, they were just playing more of a knight version. So they brought in that 1-drop knight, which was actually pretty cool. So let's see if we can. So this novice knight was actually pretty powerful for our opponent there, and I wasn't thinking that I would do anything with that initially, but totally bring this in for this deck. I think it's really powerful. The other thing too is that I think 2 of Short Sword is kind of right here. I like the, if you saw my deck, the Anointed Sword tokens, I do like the Visual Sword as a 1 of possibly in here. I like a lot of kind of the 1 of options for equipment versus having a lot of them, because once you have 1 out, you can do a lot with it. And you just need to be drawing into 1 or 2 of them throughout the game. So have like 5, maybe 1 ofs, possibly 2 ofs is pretty good. Shock is good. Overall, I think the biggest things I would change, I like having all of the legends for the Blackblade Reforged. On Serra's wings actually makes them legendary. So what I would do with this deck as it is, I would look for possibly another Blackblade Reforged, because with all of the things they're trying to do here, it's good. I would switch to Baffling End or a Thopter Arrest instead of Luminous Bonds. Luminous Bonds is okay, but it's not amazing, because like if you're playing it on a Scarab God, he still gets his ability. So he won't be able to attack for 5, but he's going to be able to get a creature back every single turn, or multiple creatures. I do like the Sky Terror in this. This actually is pretty good here, although you want to make sure you're improving the lands. You want more than just 3 dual lands if you're going to be playing a card like that. Champion of the Flame is fantastic. I don't really like this Tocatli Honor Guard. I think that would probably be the main one that you pull out. Also, the other one is Helm of the Host. I mean, if you're going to play an equipment deck, play Helm of the Host. I would play a full 4 of Knight of Grace, and I think the 2 of Adanto Vanguard is good. You like it, but you don't want like a full hand of these guys necessarily, because you can lose so much life so quickly that way if they just start blocking. And then you don't feel like you can attack in if you do have it. So, I mean, equipment works with it, but anyway. I've been talking a little bit too much here, so we're going to actually restart this one. All right, so that was Suit Up. I think... So tell me what you guys thought of this deck. It actually played a lot better than I thought it would. I was pretty impressed with everything. There's definitely some changes, some tune-ups that I would make. I didn't think going into this that I was going to suggest you bring in this Novice Knight, but being destroyed by it kind of changed my mind there. So this Novice Knight was actually super powerful. I put him in instead of the Rustwing Falcon, and then just use the Skymarcher as the main flyer, which I think is powerful enough that you can do that. The other thing too is that you're trying so much to just create a bunch of tokens for Valduk, everything like that, that the occasional flying damage is okay there just as is. As well as, I mean, on Serra's Wings, I definitely love this as a 1 of 2 of. I would probably go down to 1 of here. They're trying to play a lot more based around this Blackblade Reforged, trying to get a lot of legendaries with Squee the Immortal, you know, different things like that, which I actually do like Squee in an equipment deck, because the problem with Squee is you can get it back every turn, especially late game. It's super powerful if you have 7 mana or so, but just getting back a 2/1 doesn't always help you. But if you can get it back as a 2/1, then equip, you know, give him Vigilance and Trample, make him a 5/1, you know, maybe if there was something that gave him haste, anything like that, super powerful. So I really like this deck. I really love the equipment Boros style of playing anyway. So there's some things I would change. I would put in more Knight of Graces. You know, I'm not sure about the Captain Lannery Storm. Super powerful at times. I like the haste. But overall, fun deck, super fun. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, let me know maybe some changes that you guys would make down in the comments below. But thanks so much for being here. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we will see you next time. Have a great day.